This is the beautiful cathedral church of St. Peter, St. Paul and St. Andrew. A monastic community was founded on the site in 654 by the son of Peada, king of Mercia. The monastery was sacked by Vikings in 864. In 966 it became a Benedictine abbey and was surrounded with the many buildings needed to serve the monastic residents. In 1116 the abbey was destroyed by fire. The abbey was reborn as a cathedral following Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries. It may have been saved from being dismantled because his queen, Katherine of Aragon, is buried there. It would have probably been unpopular for the king to destroy where his ex-wife was buried. Looking at the western aspect of the cathedral, we can see that it's not symmetric. The top of the tower on the right was not completed. There is an arch in the buildings to the right of the cathedral that lead to the bishop's palace and administration buildings. The building that we see was started in 1118 by the Normans. As you walk around the grounds, you can see evidence of the Benedictine Abbey. Above the two small windows on the north side is the outline of the roof of the Ladies' Chapel. On the south side, all that is left of the infirmary are the 2 rows of internal pillars. This path was a covered passageway and would have led to the cloisters from the domestic chamber block and the almoner's hall. The hall was where the senior monk responsible for the distribution of alms worked. On the left is the refectory where members of the abbey met for their meals. They had 2 meals a day in the summer and 1 a day in the winter. They fasted 2 days a week. This wall was part of the refectory and the dormitory was behind this wall. The third wall is the cathedral and the fourth wall would have passed the sacristy and the abbot's hall. The house was a school. Queen Katherine of Aragon is buried in the cathedral and a festival is held in her memory each year. Flowers and pomegranates, her emblem, decorate her grave for the festival. In 1501, Arthur, Prince of Wales, married Katherine. After their marriage, King Henry VII sent them to Ludlow Castle to oversee the Welsh marches. Within 5 months they fell ill with what we think was a sweating sickness. Katherine recovered, but Arthur died. Katherine remained in England as Henry VII and her parents saw the match between their children would seal an alliance between England and Spain. She stayed in England and married Henry VIII when he became king. Katherine proved a good queen for England. She served as regent whilst King Henry was fighting in France, and she rode north with armour for the troops that defeated King James IV of Scotland at the Battle of Flodden. She was a diplomat and an expert hostess. Henry divorced her in 1533 and she died of cancer at Kimbolton Castle on the 7th of January 1536. On the opposite side of the cathedral is the original grave of Mary Queen of Scots, who was executed at Fotheringhay Castle on the 7th of February 1587. In 1612, her son, James I, ordered that she be reinterred in Westminster Abbey. On the west wall, next to the entrance as you go in, is the portrait of Robert Scarlett, the sexton that buried both queens. His long life saw service during a good part of the Tudor period. The ancient header stone found in the body of the cathedral was carved to commemorate the loss of the abbey, the abbot and the monks in the Viking raid in 864. 6 months are carved on each side. In earlier times it was thought lucky to pop your finger in one of the holes in the side. There is a rare nave ceiling which is the only decorated wooden ceiling still existing in England and is one of 4 in Europe. There is also an amazing ceiling in the new building at the rear. I was intrigued with the gurney staves, which were developed and patented by Goldsworthy Gurney in 1856 and are still heating the space today. The bishop's chair and the choir are carved in oak. Thank you for joining me out and about in Peterborough Cathedral.